Morning, guys. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, and you notice she's ready to work. I get her out of the truck, and the first thing she wants to do is pull me over to the station, and it's because she knows what's going to happen, right? Remember, classical conditioning sets in a lot of different ways, guys, and that's what it's all about, right? Pattern and routine gives us that, right? Good. Good. And what I'm going to do right now is I just worked No Name with a sack a little bit, and I'm going to do the same thing with her, but I'm going to lead in with what I've already done, give her the same pattern and routine to give her something to go to. And with her, I'm really practicing on her duration marker because she's got it wired. And then I'm going to try to see, and I'm not pushing down on her nose. I'm not putting the pressure. I'm trying to see if she figures it out on good on her own, without that cue, without that help, right? Remember, we got to phase out. With me anyway, I do a lot of body language, a lot of work that I phase away, and I take it away with time, but it's my way of showing a dog what I want him to do, giving him as much help as I can. A lot of trainers don't want to do that because they don't want to have to deal with phasing out whatever they put in. Well, I've done it for years, so to me it's a worthwhile tool that I'd rather have the dog having as much help to learn what I want it to learn, because that's what we're in. We're in the stage of learning to learn, right? Good. So no, good, and yes. And right now, same thing you saw. No Name. No Name is just a lot more spastic and not as much of a thinker. Good. She's already figuring out to wait. Good. And I'll have to work on it a little harder with No Name because he's just so much more drivey. Less brain going into it. She's a thinker, and that's good. That's female. Good. They're smart. Good. Just because there's more males on the street doing the work as far as protection dogs and police dogs, etc., doesn't mean that there's not a lot of females out there that are hell on wheels. Females a lot of times are better than males. Good. Because they have a better understanding of what their job is, and it's not just all drive, right? Good. Good girl. Jezzie? Good. Jezzie? Yep, good, yay! Since she's giving me that nice calm, I'm going to try to get her used to the explosion release, right? Good, Jezzie. Yep, good. So the bouncing back and dog's name and then preparatory to my explosion is going to be what I lead into with dog's name preparatory to any action. That's where I get my speed from. Jezzie. Yep, good. Nope. Notice she wants. I love how she's processing, guys. She's processing like a son of a gun. So I've got to switch it up. I've got to change and manipulate it into a different direction to give her the tools to pay attention to me and not just do what she wants to do. Good girl. Dang it, this clicker's not worth a hoot. I need to move to another clicker. Got a pocket of 4 or 5 of them in here, keep them in the same spot. Good girl. A little bit longer pause between the time I give her the food. Yep. Good. There you go. Explosion release. Nope, I don't need her going after the food, so I'll keep her out of it. Good girl. Good. There you go. Good girl. Notice my body language. I'm trying to let her pick up on it. I'm taking away the help a little bit. My hand's not right in front of her face. I'm trying to see what she's doing on her own based on the patterns that we've got set up. There it is. Okay. Nope. There you go. Good girl. Good. Okay. No is just as important of a marker as anything else. Right? So you'll hear me saying nope and putting it in when I rob the dog of food or whatever it is. I'm installing that marker. It's just as important as any other marker. Yep. In fact, is even more so, because now when a dog understands that this is not what I'm supposed to do, it's easier to show them what you do want them to do, right? But without that marker of a no, robbing of a food, making them have to think and wait. Good. So we're getting a little bit more in depth in what we're trying to accomplish here, guys. It's not just the actions. Remember what I'm always talking about. It's not heel, sit down, stay. It's about the way that we're molding and shaping that clay to get the dog to think a certain way and have the right drive states, because I don't want a dog that's just all drivey, and then their brain is not engaged, right? Good. So I want a dog that's thinking. I want a dog that understands how to learn. Good. Good. That pause. Watch it. See, she's already got it. Good. Now if I can get her to understand the explosion release, we're on our way. Jezzie. Good girl, Jezzie. Yep. Good girl. Notice she's still stalled. She doesn't understand it yet. Nope. Good. Right when she put her head down, I'm tap. I'm not letting her do it. She's got to learn that she's not allowed to go to the ground for food. Good. We'll keep it up. She's only a flat collar. We're not yanking her head off. We're just giving her something that annoys her and not letting her win, right? And then I become the bank of boo-boo. The food's always with me. Nope, nope. Jezzie, yep. Come on. There you go. Good girl, good. So I'm mixing it up because she wants to go there so much. I'll keep her off of there, do something else, make her realize she's got to come to me and follow my lead for what she wants, right? Jezzie, good, good, good. Okay, so we got some work to do with this, and it's very natural for a dog of this caliber to be going with her nose, man. They got a nose and they've been bred to use it. These are very strong drives with a lot of what do I call it? I'm always talking about it. Genetic stamps, right? Propensities to do behavior that's based on how the dog has been bred and what it's been doing with that KNPV over in Europe. And I've talked about it before, what we call genetic stamp. Why does a dog like this go crazy on a bowl or on a box and go barking? And it's something that the puppies, as the young puppies, will do. Why do they do that? She's not showing it yet, but she will. Yep. They do it because it's in their genetic stamp, because they've been doing it so many years that the dog's already got propensity for that. Why does a German Shepherd that's been bred for IGP, why do they bite naturally to the back? Because they've been selected for that for over so long that after a while that becomes in their blood. It's in their genetic DNA, and it's in their makeup based on what they've been doing with the animal as far as their sports, as far as their development, for over 200 plus years, okay, even longer. So let's talk about that a little time. A lot of people get into wanting a Malinois nowadays because of what they're seeing on TV. They get all excited and they just go out and get any, Craigslist advertisement, and all they care about what the dog looks like, and that's a Malinois. And then they don't understand that their selection should go deeper. Their selection should go, especially with the Malinois and some of these breeds that are all over Europe. So let's talk about that. Malinois. There's 3 or 4 different, 5 different areas that they are bred. Denmark, Holland, that's KNPV. You've got Belgium. The Belgian Malinois are larger, right? The French Malinois tend to be a little bit smaller. Why is that? Because the sport that they're going after is ring sport, and they want speed to be able to get the dog to not be able to miss the decoy, because the decoy is going to try to get away in what they call an esquive. He's going to try to last second move. A smaller dog is faster. So it goes along with what they're trying to get out of the points, out of their systems, and what they're into, which is ring sport over in France, right? In Holland and Denmark, with these guys, KNPV dogs, they've got the sport that they've got, KNPV, that's really, it's a breed survey and a test for law enforcement. When those dogs get done with their titles over there, PH1, PH2, they're actually a certified police dog, right? Now look at their suits, they're different. They're a lot more canvas, a lot more a leather gauntlet underneath it, and that canvas causes the dog to not be able to bite and hold. He slips the bite. The dog really has to bite hard to hang on to that suit. And then look at their development within their scenarios and what they're doing, and realize that there's a lot more to go than and understand than just the scenario. The bike scenario is a good example. Everybody talks about they do the bike scenario because there's so many bikes in Holland, everybody's on a bike. But reality and truth is more about target zone. Look where the dog's biting when he hits the guy on the bike, the back of the calf, right? There's distinct bite zones within the scenarios that the dog learns to bite. Underneath the armpit, okay? The back of the shoulder, when the guy's running away. All these areas that are basically bite zones for those dogs within the scenarios that the general public doesn't stop and think about, right? That's what you want to do. Understand the hard wiring of a dog and understand why they're doing what they're doing in whatever sport, and they're developing that animal, right? Each sport has kind of distinct things that they develop in the dog that makes that dog what he is. So when you shop for a Malinois, when you shop for a Dutch Shepherd, it doesn't matter. Realize that each part of the world, NVBK, I think that's Belgium, it's a different sport, but it's kind of similar to the KNPV. It's in that same area, right? The sport's different though. The Belgium dogs are larger. Why are they larger? Because they're more into police work and they're into that genetic aspect of things within their culture that's in that area that they're doing their sport. Belgium ring, right? or KNPV. Each one causes something with time because they're after the points. They're after getting dogs that win. These people live it. They eat it, breathe it. They have more than one litter over their lifetime. There's people over there that have constantly working a dog, and then they sell them to the cops coming over, and they get another dog, and they're constantly playing at their craft and getting the dog to be up on the podium, right? They're into it. They're into it heavy. And they all know each other. It's a small little area. And they know their genetics. They know their bloodlines, right? So stop going out and just going to Craigslist and wanting to buy a Malinois, because all Malinois are not the same. AKC is now coming into it. The FCI, they want more of a pet quality dog, and the AKC ruins everything they touch. You know, because they don't fulfill the function that I want, right? You end up with a friggin' show dog. Look at the distinction between the shepherds. You got a show shepherd and you got a working line shepherd, right? See how those distinct lines started to separate? Because each culture, each area of what they were getting into is different, right? And then the Americans go after the show lines, and pretty soon they're breeding the slope, and pretty soon that causes hip dysplasia, and you got a whole nother problem, right? Caused by what? Culture, society, what we get into as our hobbies, and what we get into as emphasis that we're putting on the animals and their growth and what they're into, right? So that's, and then the law enforcement is drawing off of these people that are doing that, right? So stop going out just to buy a Malinois to be a Malinois and think that you're getting a Malinois, because you'll end up with a soft AKC quality Malinois that to me is not functional. I could give a hoot about that. I want a dog that fulfills a function and does a job. There's a lot more different than what I want. I don't want just the dog to go out and hit a show ring and go in a square with a broken wing and have to walk around. It's admirable, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to put any of that down, but I will in regards to what I want versus what they want, right? Yep. I want a dog that fulfills a function and does a job, whether it's a companion dog, whether it's a service dog to give a person a useful job in regards to that, or if it's a trauma dog that's been trained to do a job in regards to helping people through their trauma. And believe me, the dogs get a feel for it. They understand emotionally what they're there for. They go out and they really get in, and the owner feels the person that they're coming out with. It's just been maybe a fire just happened, and they lost 2 people in their family, and they're traumatized in the middle of the night, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the evening, and all of a sudden here comes somebody that's in the fire department or whatever, and has a companion dog that's been raised and trained to basically give these guys some emotional support and make the person feel better with what they've been through, right? Going into hospitals, going into type of that sort of thing, right? That's what it's all about. And the dog senses it, believe me. And so does the human. Whether they realize it or not, they sense that this dog is giving them what they need emotionally to be there for them, right? It's very admirable. It's kind of cool to see that growing. It's growing more and more every year, that you have more and more departments, more and more fire departments, more and more law enforcement that have a trauma dog to be able to fulfill that need, because believe me, they are definitely needed, right? They definitely fulfill a function. Very admirable, very worthwhile thing to have in a department, fire department or law enforcement or whatever. They're showing up more and more all the time, doodles, whatever it may be breed-wise, that they're using to go out and be there for these folks that might have gone through a lot of trauma, and they need that, right? Yep. Dogs are an amazing creature, and they really mesh with us in a lot of ways. Our instinct is to be... Look how many families have dogs. Everybody's got dogs now. It's not like the old days where a lot of people maybe not be into dogs. Everybody's got a dog. All right. Good dog. All right. Jezzie. Yep. Good girl. Let's see if I can get her to understand that. Hup. We'll put her down in. Good. We'll go into our duration marker, and then we'll explode, and we'll keep doing that in a pattern. Jezzie. Good, Jezzie. Yep, good. And the more I do it, pretty soon she'll start looking for it when she hears her name. And then she'll start exploding off of that to go to the next thing. Her brain's going to the food, and what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to put her away. Every time she starts doing that, I'll be negative, and I'll put her away. She's actually dragging me back the other way. She doesn't want to stop. We're going to do some sack work with her right now, and I'll do another clip with the sack work, all right? Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, and Jezzie. She says, I'm such a good-looking girl. My body and my conformation is really coming along. I like that. I like that nice chest she's showing. I gotta clip your nails. Mainly not because she really needs to have them clipped. They are a little long, but more because I need to mess with her nails. Do it very slowly, methodically, where she starts to learn to be handled. I should be able to touch her toes, touch her mouth, touch everything I want to, and her learn that that's conformity and what I'm asking of her is there, instead of letting a dog go through life without that, and then pretty soon they're aggressive. Anytime you touch their nails, anytime you mess with them in the vet, she's got to be handled by the veterinarian. In fact, we're going to set up an appointment for the vet so she gets to go in and get used to the vet in a positive way, right? Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, and Jezzie signing off. Say bye-bye, Jezzie. Yeah, yeah.